Live from Utah's first TV station, ABC4 News celebrates 75 years.
And good evening, I'm Emily Flores. Thank you for joining us. Glen Mills does have the evening off. A double murder case finally closed. Police releasing new information stating they know who murdered two women in Moab. ABC4's Allie O'Brulian talking to investigators about the new information. And Allie, what are they saying?
Well, Emily, police say this murder is solved. Police now saying after over a year of searching for Kylan Schulte and Crystal Turner's killer, they have enough evidence to name their murderer, Adam Pinkowitz. But before he could be arrested, he committed suicide. The bodies of newlyweds Crystal Turner and Kylan Schulte found shot dead near a campsite in Moab on August 18th, 2021. The case is now closed, but the killer police are identifying is dead.
Obviously, he was alive. This would be a situation where we have enough to place him under arrest, and we feel like we would be able to take him to trial and get a guilty conviction.
Investigators say the murderer is Adam Pinkowitz, a former co-worker of Turner's who was known to be aggressive to some and homophobic towards the newlyweds' relationship. Kylan's father was told Pinkowitz was the likely killer back in May.
The guy that worked with the girls at McDonald's. The one who never came back for his last paycheck.
Pinkowitz allegedly fled to Iowa after the murder, where he met his significant other. The significant other later telling police Pinkowitz admitted to him he murdered two women in Utah before committing suicide. They say the significant other told them Pinkowitz murdered the couple in their tent, a detail police never released, verifying his statements.
The only way they would have gotten that information would have been from Adam.
Investigators say Pinkowitz was at the couple's campsite, setting up his things uncomfortably close to them while they were camping. The couple called him creepy camper to their friends, not recognizing who it was. Police say he deleted all photos of himself in Moab during that time off of his phone, finding search results for the same type of bullets used in the couple's murder and memos in his phone saying he constantly had the urge to kill and rape people, despite him already being dead. Kylan's father says his daughter still found justice.
I do not have to face him. He's already been sentenced. He's already in hell, and our work's done. Yes.
You can see just how happy he is to finally have those answers. For a full look at what police are saying, head to our website, abc4.com. Emily?
All right, Allie, we thank you for your coverage today. Well, new at 5, a man is shot dead in his sleep and his roommate is in custody for murder. The shooting happened in a home near 42nd South and 32nd West in West Valley City. Police say someone inside the house heard a gunshot just after 3 o'clock and called police. The person went to the basement and found the victim lying in bed with a gunshot wound. The victim's roommate, 21-year-old Miguel Zamora Bonilla, was sitting in a car in the driveway. Records showing the suspect admitted to waking up with a bad feeling before going to the victim's room and shooting him twice. Police say Bonilla broke the gun and dumped the pieces in sewers throughout the area. And we are learning more about a deadly crash shutting down a portion of Mountain View Corridor. This afternoon, a semi-truck hauling cement hit several cars in an intersection near 41st South in West Valley City. A 30-year-old man driving one of the cars is now dead. Another woman driving a Jeep received minor injuries in it all. The impact of the crash causing a fuel leak from the semi-truck.
It sounds like, driving through the intersection and at some point you get hit by the semi, which is very difficult.
Police say they're investigating all possibilities in this crash, including mechanical failure or impairment. And this is a live look from our UDOT cameras at Mountain View Corridor at 41st South. You can see it's still pretty messy out there. Lanes expected to be closed at this point for several more hours. The other top story today, our weather and the weather that's rolling in. Meteorologist Thomas Giboy in for Alana Brophy today. Thomas.
Yeah, Emily, we've got a little bit of a break in the action in northern Utah today. Actually saw a good amount of sunshine along the Wasatch Front. It was a nice day to spend a little bit of time outside. But things are about to change. And for those of you in southern Utah, I'll get to the radar in just a moment, but you're still seeing some wet weather. In the meantime, the view from Powder Mountain, where we do have a little bit of blue sky, shaping up to be an absolutely beautiful sunset right there. Then as we make our way down into southern Utah, how about a little bit of snow continuing to fall in Bryce Canyon. So be careful out on the roadways, especially in southern Utah on the higher terrain, as those roadways will be running on the slick side of things. And we got a batch of wet weather currently traversing its way across southwestern Utah, where we've seen some rain in St. George, a little bit of snow and rain around Kanab, and seen a little bit of light snow even around Cedar City and Beaver, while a little bit of light snow is tried to start to develop in northern Utah. The bulk of the moisture definitely down south, so be careful on the I-15 corridor, even if the snow's not sticking to the roads, and they will be running on the damp side of things, so be careful for that evening commute. But we got a lot more wet weather in store. The skies, only a slight chance for wet weather as we go through tonight. Overnight lows will be just a little bit warmer compared to what we saw yesterday. Then as we turn the page into tomorrow, we'll have winter storm warnings go into effect from our central mountains to our northern mountains. Eventually, a winter storm watch will go into effect for our southern mountains. A lot more rain and snow is on the way. And we'll break down the timeline and just how much we could see coming up in just a few minutes. Emily?
Thank you so much, Thomas. Well, a skier is injured in an accident at Deer Valley Ski Resort in Park City today. According to Park City Fire District, they airlifted the skier off the mountain just before noon. We've reached out to Deer Valley Resort about the skier's condition, have not heard back just yet. The first responders credit their fast response to a system of loading zones throughout Park City, where an ambulance can quickly transfer a patient onto an AirMed helicopter. And a crash involving a pickup and a semi-truck is being blamed on the weather about 1:30 yesterday morning. First responders say the driver of this truck lost control on I-84 near the fairgrounds in Morgan County, causing a semi-driver to crash into the back of the pickup. People inside the truck were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. And in an update this evening, a Utah County woman is in jail accused of shooting a woman and then shooting herself in the head. Shayna Holt was booked into the Utah County Jail yesterday for attempted murder, aggravated assault, and other charges. Records show Holt violated a protective order last week by showing up to her estranged husband's home with a gun. Holt ran to a bedroom where he and a woman were packing, and during an argument, police say Holt shot the woman before shooting herself in the head. Both women taken to the hospital. Days before the shooting, police say Holt made social media threats to kill the woman. And a polygamous leader accused of taking underage girls as wives has pled not guilty to federal kidnapping charges. 46-year-old Samuel Bateman led a community of fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints along the Utah-Arizona border. Bateman is accused of giving underage girls away to his male followers as wives and making plans to kidnap 8 children from state custody. Court documents show Bateman's trial is set for January 10th, but his attorneys have requested more time to prepare. And for about 1 million stranded travelers, the holiday travel nightmare may be coming to an end. Late this afternoon, Southwest Airlines announcing that it will fly a, quote, nearly normal schedule tomorrow after canceling thousands of flights over the past week. Washington correspondent Raquel Martin spoke to the Southwest Airlines employees who say they're not surprised by this system-wide failure.
Southwest Airlines flight attendant Union Vice President Corliss King says the airline's computer scheduling system was a disaster waiting to happen.
There was a perfect storm, no pun intended.
Combined one historic winter storm, hundreds of thousands of holiday travelers, and decades-old computer technology.
We had a lot of things happen at one time. And what that did was expose the real underlying issue, which is our challenges in our technology and our inability to quickly recover.
King has worked for Southwest Airlines for 12 years and says employees have long warned company executives about the flaws in their employee scheduling system. She says the execs just didn't listen.
We're the first people to know when the operation on paper is failing, but we do not necessarily have a seat at the table.
Southwest Airlines is apologizing for the breakdown, blaming it on weather.
But for now, we're focused on restoring the reliability and level of customer experience we expect of ourselves and that you expect from us.
As of Thursday, the company says 1 in 3 of its flights are back on schedule and is promising nearly normal operations by Friday.
We're continuing the work to make this up to you.
The Department of Transportation is promising to hold the airline accountable. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says the problems at the airline were not all weather related. He says the department is working with Southwest to guarantee all impacted customers get refunds.
And that was Raquel Martin reporting. Southwest has already canceled a few dozen of tomorrow's flights, but that's down from more than 2,300 cancellations today. Lawmakers promising to take action after they travel back to Washington next week. And the travel nightmare has luggage piling up at the Southwest Airlines baggage claim at Salt Lake City International Airport. Check this video out. You see dozens of suitcases that made it to the destination without the passengers. One traveler from Houston saying he and his family were supposed to arrive in Utah on Christmas Eve, but their flight got canceled. They had to fly to Vegas, rent a car, and drive to Park City instead, all without any of their luggage.
The trip was okay. The last 2 days was all right, but we have only one pair of shirt and pant. That's it, and we have to live in 5 days on that.
Okay, that family managed to find their luggage today just in time to head back home. They're working with Southwest to reimburse them for any damaged items. And a major snowstorm dropped several inches of snow in Colorado overnight. That wild weather stopped drivers for hours on Interstate 70 in Denver, triggering several accidents. Here's some video. The dangerous driving conditions also left cars stuck in snowbanks. Several tree branches, as you see here, broke under the weight of the snow, leading to widespread power outages. And here's a good reminder, with more snow expected to hit Utah, police are warning people to keep fire hydrants cleared. Snow plows, snow blowers, and shoveling can cause hydrants to get buried under the snow. So this really does create a fire hazard. Fire crews throughout the state need at least 3 feet of clearance around a hydrant year round. And winter storms hitting several states over the last few days has forced the Red Cross to cancel more than 300 blood drives across the country, leading to a blood shortage. Now, the Red Cross is asking Utahns and people living in the states not impacted by the storms to please get out and donate blood. To find out when and where you can give blood, you can visit Utah Red Cross website for the details. Still ahead, new COVID travel rules for some entering the U.S. What travelers will have to test before entering the country.
And with more than 2 feet of snow over the last couple of days, it was a beautiful bluebird day up Big Cottonwood Canyon. This was captured by Chris Williams. Doesn't get much better than that, but we have a lot more snow on the way for our mountains over the next several days. We'll break down those details coming up in your forecast in just a few minutes. We'll be right back.